Huge thank you to CIBC for making We Get It possible. Hi, welcome to a new episode of We Get It. My name is Karine Chalifour. I'm the program director with Young Adult Cancer Canada. Thank you for joining us for this new episode. This season, we've actually changed things up a little bit, as you will notice. We will bring you every week, every Monday night, 7 p.m. We will bring you sessions that we have recorded and edited from our past events, sessions that are with amazing health professionals and friends across the country, some stories from Yackers as well. And we will talk about issues that are, we know, real things and real issues for the young adults we work with, and for topics like fear of cancer recurrence, body image, movement and exercise, mindfulness, legacy, palliative care. We are going to touch on a bunch of content. So we hope that those sessions are going to provide you with information and tools to help you live life and love life, and hope you get to join us every week and share with anyone who could be interested. So let's start now with this next episode of We Get It. Enjoy.
Hi Yackers, my name is Ashley Marion, coming to you from the land of the midnight sun. I live in a remote community called Inuvik, which is 200 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle in the Northwest Territories. I've lived here for 3 years, which is about the same amount of time that cancer has been part of my life. I moved to Inuvik in 2017 with little trepidation and a whole lot of excitement. I wanted a new adventure, and the Arctic was always fascinating to me in elementary school social studies. The thought of being under the northern lights, being able to maybe see a polar bear, and be able to see vast Arctic tundra really appealed to me. In my time here, I had hoped to pay off debt and save for a big, beautiful home on the ocean on the east coast of Canada, where I'm originally from. In late September 2017, which was a mere 3 months after I arrived in Inuvik, I started to experience blurring of vision in my left eye. And this is where the difficult part of what was supposed to be a beautiful yet frigid adventure began. A visit to the local emergency room here in Inuvik provided no diagnosis or relief of my symptoms. I was told that I possibly have dry eye, or maybe just didn't have a good night's sleep the night before. The condition continued and forced me back to the emergency room a few days later. On this visit, I demanded a referral to see a specialist, knowing that the nearest one was in Yellowknife and that I had made the decision to live remotely and that I may have to pay for this on my own. This appointment saw me leave with no answers or relief of symptoms, and I was sent back to Inuvik with another referral to a retina specialist in Edmonton. And this was approximately, 2 weeks after I had visited Yellowknife that I was sent there. After various types of testing in Edmonton with the retina specialist, it was determined that yes, there was something wrong with my eye. It was a lesion attached to my retina. I was sent back to Inuvik with no answers, other than the fact that I was being sent to what the retina specialist referred to as the tumor guy. As soon as I heard that, I cringed. Tumors happen in people that have cancer, but I couldn't have cancer, right? The tumor guy, or ocular oncologist, would soon become one of my best friends. He was unsure if this was a malignant tumor or benign tumor, as it was behaving differently than most malignancies. I was sent home with a promise that I would hear back from him in a few short weeks, after he had to consult with some of his colleagues in Philadelphia. I was pretty optimistic. I was young, I was healthy. Cancer didn't really run in my family. But unfortunately, the call and the diagnosis came on December 28th, 2017. It took 3 months to receive a diagnosis. I was diagnosed with ocular or uveal or choroidal melanoma, which is a type of melanoma that occurs at a rate of approximately 6 in 1 million people per year. I was alone in my bed, 8,000 kilometers away from my family during Christmas time when I had received this news. Was there support for me in Inuvik? Nope. At least not then. So I was desperate to seek guidance, help sleeping, help coping. So I consulted a physician at the hospital who was my only option in town, and he helped me get through my days on Ativan and sleeping pills. That's all he could do for me. I felt so incredibly alone. My most recent blog post as a Yaktivist highlights the importance of the support that I found when I was brave enough to reach out to organizations like Yak, or to spew my fears and insecurities to ocular melanoma groups on Facebook. Because there wasn't a cancer support group in Inuvik, the online community was my saving grace. I was supported 24 hours a day. Someone would answer a message or call me. The cancer community understood my fears of dying young. They understood my fears of never having children. And they understood isolation. And by isolation, I mean isolation you feel as a cancer patient because you feel like nobody else in the world is going through what you're going through. But also isolation as being isolated, in a northern community or in a community that's sort of underserved. So I did meet patients in the Northwest Territories who understood my frustrations with medical travel and lack of community and mental health resources for cancer patients. The day I found support groups changed my life as a cancer patient. I saw hope, and I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I met patients who had undergone treatment and were back to work, patients who were taking vacations, and patients who were having children. Patients told me that eventually life goes back to normal, or I guess a new normal. And after a bit of time, the word cancer doesn't have such shock value, which is exactly what I had to know. Fast forward 3 years later, I'm now 30. I thought I was going to die at 27. And now I'm able to help patients like me. I'm building new friendships, and I'm offering hope and support wherever I can. I learned that life was too short, and that human connection is incredibly, incredibly important. I learned that sharing my story can help too. I was a clinical dental hygienist at the time of my diagnosis. One of the first days back to work after treatment, I treated a client who, after reviewing her medical history, informed me that she was a cancer survivor. She was happy to share her story, and in turn, I shared mine. I was vulnerable. I shared how scared I was at 27 to be diagnosed without family by my side. How the treatment I had was in a city I didn't know very well. And how hard it was to find support in the north. We hugged for a very long time and exchanged phone numbers. Approximately 2 months later, I received a phone call from this lady. She told me that my story inspired her to start a cancer support group in Inuvik. 2 years later, this group has been a great success and now receives funding. Who was I before cancer? Let me tell you. You wouldn't see me doing something like this. I was shy, a little unmotivated, and took many, many things for granted. What has cancer changed in my life? I have a new appreciation for everything. Whether it's walking the dog, whether it's going to the grocery store. What I really have an appreciation for now is nature, and including the beauty that the world has to offer, no matter where it is. If I hoard all of my money away, I won't get to see the beauty of the world with my two perfectly healthy eyes. I've learned I'm fairly fearless at this point. I've tried things like driving fire trucks and skidooing in remote Arctic tundra with no cell service. The lack of fear guided me to a new career in health promotion, where I now host cancer sharing circles and oversee mental wellness initiatives. Imposter syndrome in the beginning was real, but I've now found my dream job. Cancer taught me to take risks, because life can be taken away at any moment, even when you're 27.